Close your eyes for just a moment and picture this. A map stretching from English hedgerows to Greek alleyways, paw prints dotting the globe like tiny love notes.
You forgot the positive energy, Emma. Always essential.
And the honorary purring audience. I swear, one of our cats knows when this show airs every week.
In my grandma's village, cats don't walk.
They strut.
One paw on cobblestone, one eye on the hedgerow. They perch on stone walls like they're waiting for a royal wave.
So they're more like charming citizens than pets then.
Exactly. They dip into porches like they're on schedule, and somehow everyone welcomes them.
Meanwhile, my friend in Oregon has a window hammock, a cat tracker, and a kitty Fitbit. She says, I'm not keeping him in. I'm keeping him safe.
That's such a shift, isn't it? From freedom to focused protection.
In Australia, some cities have cat curfews. Let your cat out, and you might get a fine. And a lecture about sugar gliders and endangered birds.
A curfew? For cats?
Not anti-cat, just pro-ecosystem. Some councils even give rebates for building catios.
I actually love that. It's like giving your cat a passport to nature, but with boundaries.
And then there is Greece, where cats are more like warm shadows. You see them sunbathing on white steps, weaving through cafes, sleeping on church roofs. They're fed communally, but they belong to no one.
And yet, somehow, they belong to everyone.
Different places, different rules. But the love? That part never changes.
Let's pack that thought. Imagine a suitcase. One item from each place. A teacup from England. A catio plan from Australia. A bird-safe collar from Oregon. An olive branch from Greece.
And maybe a GPS tracker. If your cat's feeling adventurous.
Or a handwritten calf menu. From that Santorini, cat's favorite spot.
We carry these stories because they remind us there's no one right way. Just layers of care, shaped by where we are and who we love.
No matter the street, porch, or paw path, what matters is the love that guides them.
So next time we look at our own backyards, maybe we ask, what does freedom look like here?
Because whether it's cobblestones, cat flaps, or catios, the world is wide and every paw print matters.
And next time, we tackle the big one. Are catios the future of feline freedom?
Fur might fly, folks. Don't say we didn't warn you.
So now that we've seen how cats live around the globe, what happens when the door cracks open and those paws want more than a perch?
Freedom versus safety. Next scene's where the claws come out.
And trust me, it's not just the cats with opinions.
Okay, friends gloves off, tea mugs up. Today's big question: should cats roam free or stay safe inside?
Can I vote for both as long as there's tuna involved?
Or as long as there's sunbeams involved.
Let's meet our two very passionate voices. To my left, our freedom-focused feline friend who swears cats were born to chase butterflies. And to my right, our safety-first guardian who believes true love means bubble wrap metaphorically, of course.
Look, I'm not anti-safety, but my Tavi, Jasper, he doesn't just exist out there. He comes alive, climbing trees, pouncing through the garden, scent trails. It's like watching instinct meet joy.
And I hear you. But as a vet tech, I've seen too many heartbreaks. Cats hit by cars, poisoned, attacked, or just lost. My boy Theo has 20 feet of climbing wall and a rotating toy bin. He's happy, he's safe.
Let's dig in. Do we define happiness by adventure or protection?
It's not about neglect. It's about freedom with boundaries. I leash train Jasper. We walk near the woods in the early morning. He watches ducks. He sniffs moss. And then he curls in my lap like he's conquered the world.
That does sound lovely. But every day in my clinic, we treat cats with broken bones, FIV, missing eyes, and most of those were outdoor cases. If we can give them stimulation inside, why risk it?
All right, let's pause the passionate points and pivot. Tell me, when did your cat surprise you indoors or out?
Our foster cat, Mango, used to be terrified of everything. Now he's a cuddle sponge with puzzle feeders. Never thought I'd see the day.
Okay, I'll admit, I saw a neighbor's leash-trained cat lounging by the pond, and yeah, I was a little jealous.
There's beauty in both stories. Maybe the real win is knowing your cat really knowing them.
And your community. The street you live on. The predators nearby. The porch you trust.
So what does responsible pet care look like in a changing world?
It's not about tradition. It's about attention. Watching your cat. Adjusting to who they are.
Responsibility is love in action. Whether that's leash walks or laser tag in the living room, it's about intention.
And maybe the most global truth is this: there isn't one perfect answer. Only the choice to care with your eyes and heart wide open. Whether your cat's a rooftop explorer or a window lounge expert, you're part of a global story of evolving pet care.
There's more than one way to be free.
And more than one way to keep love safe.
So next time, we're diving into the catio craze sweeping the world. From bamboo balconies in Bangkok to backyard castles in Calgary. Could these be the perfect middle ground?
Only one way to find out. Bring the blueprints and the snacks.
Because whether it's freedom, safety, or a screened-in compromise, we're following the paw prints wherever they lead.
All right, we've listened, we've debated. Now let's build. Whether your cat's a wanderer at heart or a cozy cloud potato, let's explore ways to meet their needs with love and imagination.
Starting with my favorite thing, DIY with a dash of chaos.
Isn't that the definition of building anything with cats involved?
My neighbor built a catio from an old bookshelf, some mesh, and 2 afternoons of brave, reckless DIY courage.
Catios big or small can be magic. They give sun, scent, and stimulation without the danger.
I've seen rooftop catios in Tokyo, patio tunnels in Vancouver, and this wild treehouse style setup in the UK, complete with a crow's nest.
Start small. Even a window perch can feel like a skywalk.
And then there's leash training. Yes, it's real. And yes, it works if you bribe them well enough.
Start indoors. Use treats, calm encouragement. Let them lead literally. It's about their comfort, not the distance.
A snug vest-style harness is a game changer. And quiet places. Golden.
One listener told us she sets up a foldable playpen every morning with her coffee. Sunshine for her, safe zoomies for her cat.
Window walks. Rotate which window gets the scent ledge. Birds, squirrels, a passing breeze. It's their morning news.
Bring a camp chair. Toss their favorite toy. Make it a ritual you both look forward to.
And for our indoor kings and queens, Netflix and catnip, puzzle feeders, box forts, cardboard mazes, nature soundtracks, cat trees with sky-high views.
Don't forget textures. Sisal, felt crinkle. Turn your living room into a sensory map.
And most importantly, you. Your attention, your time. That's the richest enrichment of all.
Let's mark this moment. A paw print for every creative idea.
I'll take Vancouver for the patio tunnel.
I call Santorini for the scent ledge and sunbeams.
Turns out, when we lead with creativity, the whole world opens up. You don't have to choose between joy and safety. You just have to choose to try.
There's no perfect cat parent, just curious hearts, clever hacks, and a whole lot of grace.
And remember, wherever you are in your journey, you're not alone. This community grows with every paw print.
And speaking of growing, next week we tackle an even fuzzier topic: global dog etiquette. From Tokyo trains to Tuscan trattorias, how do different cultures include dogs in daily life?
Bring the leash and the espresso.
Because manners might just be the cutest cultural debate of all.
All right, everyone, pull up your comfiest blanket. Tonight, we're not just asking if pets belong in our bed. We're asking what bedtime really means in different corners of the world.
And whether you're team pillow sharer or team peaceful solo sleeper, we promise no paw gets left out.
Unless they're the kind of cat who sleeps on the pillow and won't move.
Let's travel blankets in hand. From Scandinavia's Hygge hugs, to the soft whispers of Japan's sleep rituals, to the open-air rhythms of Southeast Asia. In Sweden, sleep is sacred. And that includes the family dog.
Or the 3 cats who all insist the duvet belongs to them.
Heated floors, feather blankets, candlelight casting shadows across knit throws. The whole family furry and not wrapped in linen softness.
The concept is my sick comfort so deep it feels like a sigh. Pets snuggle in like they've always belonged there.
Some even play lullabies. Low, soothing music that says, "You're safe now."
In Japan, rest is a ritual, and that includes where your pet sleeps.
Not always in bed, right?
Right beside it, on their own futon folded just for them, with a blanket that matches yours.
There are even soft cotton pajamas for humans and for Shiba Inus.
And every night, a quiet whisper, "Good night, little one." A moment of calm before the lights go out.
In Thailand and Vietnam, pets aren't told where to sleep. They just know.
Balcony breezes, tile floors cool beneath paws.
Doors stay open. Dogs curl near them, like silent protectors.
And cats under the mosquito net, as if they're part of the stars above.
Bedtime there isn't about control. It's about rhythm. The fan whirs, the lights dim, and the pets. They just find their place.
And from our listener corner,
My cat head boops me before bed every night. One boop, then pillow time.
My dog has to line up his toys. If Ducky's not there, he won't sleep.
whether it's a balcony breeze, a cushion in the corner, or a place tucked under the covers, bedtime tells a story.
About closeness, about comfort, about where we feel most at home.
And who we trust to be there when we close our eyes.
I used to think bedtime was just the end of the day. Now it feels like the best part. Because that's when we all come back together.
My cat curls behind my knees every night. It's the one moment that makes all the chaos. Still,
I think our pets know it too. They feel the calm, and they return it with their presence.
And next, we get curious about the dreams inside those sleepy paws.
what science says pets dream about, and what we think they're secretly plotting.
Hint, it involves squirrels. And possibly your leftover dinner.
Last night, I had a solid 6 inches of mattress to myself. The other 4 feet claimed by one 14-pound cat. So who's really in charge at bedtime?
Not you, clearly.
Let's be honest, none of us are.
All right, debate's on. And yes, this squeaky bone is the official talking stick.
I love my dog. But I also love spinal alignment and REM sleep. And not waking up to a cold nose against my cheek.
Sounds like you need a separate room for your standards.
My dog snores so loud, it once made the lamp flicker. And my cat? midnight zoomies under the blanket like she's training for the feline Olympics.
So what's your setup?
Elevated pate bed, heated pad, calming diffuser nearby. It's a spa suite, and I can actually roll over without filing an incident report. Sharing a bed with your pet is sweet, until they sneeze in your face mid-dream.
Sleep interruptions? I call it midnight bonding,
Even when you wake up with a paw in your mouth?
especially then.
Nope.
My cat sleeps on my head. My dog sleeps on my legs. And once, I woke up with a chew toy in my mouth. No idea how.
That's concerningly cute.
Sleep isn't about comfort. It's about connection. Let them sprawl, snore, and steal the blanket. That's love, baby. If I wanted space, I'd sleep in the guest room with a sign that says, emotionally unavailable.
All right, mystery moment time. Guess what this sound is?
Is that a lawnmower?
My dog. I recorded it at 3:17 a.m.
And yet you call that bonding?
Let's just say it was a deep connection.
And this is a picture of me, asleep on the floor, because my cat kicked me out of bed.
Breaking news. We don't own our beds. We rent them in exchange for purrs. Truth is, sleep with pets can be chaos, but there's magic in that mess.
In the tiny movements, the quiet breathing, the soft sigh when they settle.
And the way they curl close. Not because they have to, but because they choose to.
One night, my cat tucked her paw into my hand. I didn't sleep a wink, but my heart did.
When I'm sick, I'm sick. My dog lies by my head, like a little nurse with a wagging tail.
The snore, the fur, the chaos. It's all a lullaby in its own messy way.
Whether your pet sleeps on your face or in their own fluffy throne, bedtime is just another love language.
And next up, we explore bedtime rituals for pets. From soothing music to dream decoding.
Because somewhere out there, a dog is chasing a squirrel in slow motion, and we need to talk about it.
The lights are low, the tea is steeped, and the pets? They're curled up somewhere close, just where they want to be.
Tonight feels like one of those. Slow, quiet conversations under the covers.
Stars above, paws beside, and a whole lot of love in between.
Whether you share your pillow or your presence, sleep is one of the most vulnerable moments of the day. So let's talk about what it means emotionally when pets become part of that ritual.
When I was going through a hard time, my dog wouldn't leave the bed. He curled behind my back every night. That warmth, it anchored me.
It's more than comfort, isn't it? It's kinship.
Sleeping together can lower stress. For us and them.
They start syncing to our rhythms. Same bedtime, same breathing, same dreams maybe.
It's like we become their moon, and they become our gravity.
My dog knows I love her. But we both sleep better in separate spaces.
So boundaries can be bonding?
Absolutely. Better sleep means more patience, more energy, more joy to give.
And some pets prefer cooler, quieter corners. They need peace, just like we do.
I do bedtime stories, morning snuggles, slow blink rituals. We connect, just not across the same pillow.
Sometimes love means saying, you stay on your cloud pillow, and I'll meet you there in dreams.
A fire flickers. The room softens.
Chamomile and cedar in the air, and a sleepy sigh from someone with whiskers.
What we're really talking about is emotional proximity, choosing to be near in a way that works for both of you.
Some of the deepest connections don't need contact every moment. They're built in trust and rest.
And yet, when they do curl up beside you, it feels like the whole world is exhaling with you.
Whether it's shared sleep or shared sunrise, What matters is that you notice each other. That's the real rhythm of love. So, do pets in the bed create stronger bonds? Maybe. But maybe the better question is, are we present? Are we gentle? Are we consistent?
Because that's what makes love feel safe, wherever we lay our heads.
And next time, we dive into dreamland.
What do pets dream about? The science, the stories, and the tail-wagging wonder that keeps us guessing. Out where the wind runs wild, and the sheep know the whistle better than a word. That's where this story begins.
Iceland, the land of fire, mist, and dogs who treat sunrise like a shift change.
And whose only job complaint.
Not enough biscuits in the union contract. Today, we're not just talking about pet. We're honoring partners, 4 paws at a time.
Her name was Freya. Golden fur, a nose like a compass, and the patience of a grandmother waiting for tea.
She was born to herd.
One cold spring morning, 3 stragglers went missing, and Freya found them, plus 1 lamb trapped in a crevice,
She saved a life.
And came home with mud on her paws and pride in her stride.
Her reward?
a pat on the head, and a seat by the fire.
From Iceland's windswept hills, to Scottish moors, to farms in Kenya and the Andes, working dogs aren't just companions, they're teammates.
The border collie with the eyes that never blink. The Anatolian guardian, quiet as stone until needed.
And the Icelandic sheepdog, frostproof, fearless, and born to guide.
These dogs remind us purpose has power, even if it walks on 4 legs. Okay, confession time.
Brace yourselves.
My dog once watched a sheepdog competition on TV. The next day, he tried herding kids at a picnic.
Did it work?
Too well. We ended up with a perfect circle of toddlers and one very proud panting pup.
Instinct doesn't wait for a license. It's not just the work. It's the way it's shared.
The whistle, the glance, that quiet language. Only a shepherd and a dog understand.
It's connection through movement, meaning in motion.
Purpose is its own kind of love language. We talk a lot about pampering pets. The beds, the treats, the toys.
But today, we honored another kind of gift, being needed.
And rising to it, with tail high and heart steady.
Some dogs rest their heads on velvet pillows. Others rest knowing they've kept a flock safe. Both are beautiful.
I think every dog has a job, even if that job is just making you smile at 6 a.m.
Let's make room in our homes and our hearts for their instinct, their intelligence, and their spirit. And next, we jump from fields to fetch. Play, games, and the rituals that bring joy.
From tug of war to truffle hunts, we're about to explore how fun can be part of their life's work.
Because sometimes, the most important job is just being happy.
There I was, in a hospital waiting room. Fluorescent lights, worried faces. The kind of quiet that isn't peaceful, just heavy.
And then,
A golden retriever in a red vest walked in. His handler whispered. He doesn't talk, but he always listens.
You could feel the air shift, couldn't you?
Softer, safer. A child curled beside him, tears stopped. People started smiling. And me? I just breathed.
in that moment, he wasn't a pet. He was peace.
In pediatric cancer wings, they sit patiently beside IV poles.
In ICU waiting rooms, they ground people's feet and hearts both heavy.
And in schools, a shy child reads aloud to a calm, furry listener. No pressure, no red marks, just quiet courage.
In senior centers, a tail wag can ease loneliness. A purr can lower blood pressure.
It's not magic. It's presence. They remind us to be where our feet and paws are.
We received a story from a listener, and we wanted to share it in her words.
My son has sensory challenges. Crowds overwhelm him. But once a week, a Labradoodle named Rosie visits his class. She doesn't bark, she doesn't jump, she just sits. And my son, he breathes easier. He calls her his anchor.
I felt that deep down.
Science backs what the heart already knows. Therapy animals reduce cortisol and raise oxytocin, our bonding hormone.
But it's not for every animal or every person.
Some pets need space. Some people heal differently. But when it works, it's life-changing.
It's not about tricks. It's about trust. In a city of sirens, schedules, steel, sometimes the most powerful thing is a wagging tail and a steady heartbeat.
These animals, they choose to show up, not for treats, but for connection.
They become bridges between fear and peace, between people and their own breath.
They remind us that kindness can be quiet. And healing? It walks in on padded paws. Coming up next, we explore play as therapy. From canine cheer squads to sensory-friendly enrichment. For pets and people alike.
Because joy has jobs too. And fetch might just be one of them.
And enrichment? It's not a luxury. It's love in action.
You know what makes a business unforgettable? Not the shelves. Not the singage. It's the soft paw curled around the register.
The supervisor who naps on duty and somehow still improves morale.
And who accepts tips in tuna. Let's start with Tama, the feline station master of Kishi Station in Japan.
She had a hat, an office, a fan base.
She turned a struggling train stop into a tourism destination, all by showing up, meowing softly, and being her dignified self.
And in Tokyo, you'll see cardboard boxes on counters that read, "Reserved for cat manager."
It's official. It's adorable. It's perfect.
I once wandered into a London bookstore and was politely escorted down the nonfiction aisle by a schnauzer in a tartan vest.
Service with a tail wag.
He didn't rush me, didn't judge my genre, just sat there, like the coziest literary companion.
And in certain pubs, they list the house dog on the chalkboard. Today's supervisor, Rufus, partial to chips.
That's the pub I want to be a regular at. My corner shop has a cat named Milo, curled across the card reader. Never moves. But if you linger, he'll glance up, as if to say, take your time.
Sometimes that's all we need.
He meows when the bell rings. But not for attention, for rhythm.
They turn errands into experiences.
They're part of the place. And when they're not there, you feel it.
They offer ritual without asking for one in return.
They're anchors in a world that rushes.
And as the lights dim, a little dog curls by a calf window, beside a sunbeam and a potted plant.
They may never know the names or the stories, but they still hold space for us.
At the register, by the door, in the pause between tasks.
Some pets heal. Some herd. But these, they remind us to pause.
Their gift isn't a task. It's a presence.
And isn't that the best kind of coworker?
Next up, joy on the move. From samba strutting pups in Brazil to snowy adventures in Finland. We celebrate playtime as purpose.
Because fetch, frolic, and zoomies are very serious business.
And joy? Joy is its own kind of work.
Imagine this. In a parlor dressed in soft floral light, the scent of Earl Grey and clotted cream drifting like a hug from the kitchen. China cups clinking softly on saucers. Paws shifting politely on Persian rugs. And in the hush between sips, tails wagging to a memory that's just begun. This was one of my Gran's favorite things to do. Tea at 4 with a cat on her lap and a pup by her side.
It's incredible he's never more polite than when he hears the teacup clink. He thinks it's sit and stay hour.
Even my cat seems to get it. He only leaps on the table after the guests leave. It's tradition with flair.
One of mine keeps trying to swap the sugar tongs. But I told him, this is not the time to be uncouth, sir. You can almost hear it now, the soft breeze through the lace curtains, the distant hum of a string quartet playing in another room, and the faint rattle of a biscuit tin being opened. It's not just about being proper, it's about presence. Respecting the space, being part of the moment, and knowing that every creature has their place at the table.
Maybe good manners aren't just learned, they're lived through quiet moments like this.
And passed down like recipes or stories over scones.
Pinkies up, tails down, hearts open. That's how Gran would have said it. All right, speaking of tales and tradition, did you know Queen Elizabeth I had over 30 corgis during her lifetime? They weren't just palace pets, they were royal family.
And they had their own room in Buckingham Palace. Raised wicker beds, little nameplates, that's fancier than my bedroom.
Some of them even flew on private jets. That's more frequent flyer miles than I'll ever have.
And every birthday, they got homemade dog biscuits prepared by the royal chef. My pup's lucky if I remember to grab the grain-free ones at checkout.
It's true, though Queen Elizabeth's love for her dogs made something clear. Pets aren't just companions, they're family. And when the world watched her with her pups, they started seeing their own pets a little differently too.
There was this ripple effect. You could see more people bringing pets to parks, into family portraits, even on vacations. Pets went from backyard dwellers to full-on family members.
It's beautiful, really. From palace gardens to public parks, it changed how we all saw our four-legged friends.
There's something timeless about how she cared for them, whether in pearls or pajamas.
It wasn't about showing off. It was about showing love.
And now, so many of us are building our lives around that same idea, that our pets are part of our legacy too.
The royal corgis reminded the world that dignity and devotion can walk on 4 paws.
And sometimes they bark during parades.
Or roll in mud before meeting a diplomat.
But they're still royalty to us.
And speaking of royal adventures, next stop, we're taking a stroll through everyday British pet life, where every street corner has a tail wagging or a paw pressing against a cozy shop door. All right, here's a rare fact that made me grin. Britain is home to over 800 dog-friendly tie rooms. That's right, your pup can enjoy a scone break almost anywhere.
Wait, 800? Imagine all the crumb-snatching opportunities.
And all the polite paw shakes before ordering, of course.
We even pulled out a countryside map, look at this. From Cornwall to Cumbria, you'll find cozy little spots welcoming you and your 4-legged bestie.
Today's daydream, if our pets took tea alone. Oh, this is going to be good.
I feel a great many possibilities brewing.
If my tabby Niblet walked into a tea room, she'd absolutely demand the window seat, rearrange the napkins into origami swans, and glare at anyone who stirred their tea too loud. Oh, and naturally she'd expect her salmon served on a lace doily.
My corgi mix, Winston, he'd insist on greeting every table, sniff every sugar bowl, and finally snore himself to sleep under the piano, like he's auditioning for a royal performance.
My Golden would try to fetch the waiter's tray. Every single time. Actually, once at a cafe patio, true story, she caught a flying scone midair. It was like watching the Queen's Guard lose a ceremonial hat.
Welcome to the Whiskered Scone. May I offer you a bone china bowl of chamomile and roast chicken broth?
Excuse me, waiter. More liver PT, please, and a soft napkin for my paws.
1 pup, safe Earl Grey biscuit, if you please. My Labrador is watching his carbs these days.
No barking unless it's a tea toast.
Chin on the table. Immediate removal from high society.
tail wagging permitted but only during cream service.
But it's not just about the number of tea rooms.
It's about what it represents. How welcome our pets are in the everyday joy of life.
It says a lot about a place when they expect muddy paws and still set out the good china.
Next trip, we're making a tea room trail. Scones for us, cupcakes for the crew.
And a nap afterward. Definitely for both of us.
I'll need a second teacup just for the biscuit dunking.
And my next cat party? You better believe there will be teacups and paw print place cards. Coming soon, strolling through the streets, British pet life from parks to pubs. All right, friends. We've fluffed our pillows, filled our teacups, and today we've traveled a little further without even leaving the room. Welcome to our global tea party.
And every seat's reserved for paws and all.
I'm just here for the paw-shaped cookies. Let's be honest.
But really, what started with British tea traditions has blossomed all over the world. From cat cafes in Tokyo to dog bakeries in Toronto, our love for sharing slow, cozy moments with our pets is becoming truly universal. In Tokyo, they have these cat cafes that feel almost like art galleries. Velvet shelves, soft mats, cats napping like little paintings while guests sip matcha in total peace. It's not about picking them up, it's about being present with them.
And in Germany, some dogs have their own Stammtisch, a regular table at cafes, where a water bowl and a treat are waiting the moment they arrive. It's casual, but it feels like home.
I read this story from Toronto about brunch patios that welcome dogs with their own menus. It's adorable, sure, but it's more than that. It's about community people coming together because their pets bring them together.
There's something sacred about sharing your calm with your companion. Whether it's coffee, tea, or a bone broth bowl. It's the experience of belonging together.
It's that mutual stillness, that gentle afternoon where you sip, they nap, and the whole world softens.
And it's a way of saying you matter here, not just at home. You belong everywhere I go.
Pets don't just visit cafes. They shape them. They remind us to slow down, to notice, to simply be. These traditions may look different. Porcelain teacups, bamboo mats, park benches, but the meaning is the same. We're choosing to make space for love, loyalty, and shared joy. Here's to the cafes we visited, and the ones still waiting.
To the dogs who've learned to sit politely at tables, and the cats who remind us why we do.
And to the next adventure, may it come with good company and a pup-safe pastry.
All right, picture this. A porch dressed in mismatched cushions and fairy light. The scent of evening jasmine floating up from a nearby garden. Wind chimes ticking softly in the breeze. And at every corner of the yard, little paw prints just waiting to tell a story. In the center of it all, a bowl by the steps with a hand-painted sign that simply said, "For all the friendly paws who stop by."
Sounds like the kind of place where secrets and dog biscuits get traded equally.
And where no one's quite sure who owns the cat, but everyone claims the bragging rights.
Exactly. It wasn't just a porch. It was a whole neighborhood welcome mat. So when I was younger, there was this orange and white cat named Mr. Buttons. No collar. No official owner. But he had a schedule more packed than any of us. Morning nap on Mrs. Lane's porch swing. Midday snack at the tailor's bird bath. And dinner without fail on our back steps.
The true mayor of your street, clearly.
That's not a cat. That's a local celebrity.
We all thought he was our cat. And somehow he was. 7 names, 3 beds, and full diplomatic immunity with every dog on the block.
He probably held secret city council meetings behind the garden shed.
Official snack tester for every barbecue and birthday party, no doubt.
It's funny how some animals just weave themselves into the fabric of a whole street. They don't live in one house. They live in everyone's heart.
There was a Labrador named Penny where I grew up. She'd walk herself to the school gates every morning, wait for the kids to come out, and escort them home like a furry chaperone. Never missed a day.
Our mail carrier used to carry dog biscuits just for the strays. There was this one shepherd mix he never came inside, but he was loved by everyone. I still think about him.
They're like the spirit of the block. Always there. Always welcome. Always belonging.
I can still picture the water bowls tucked beside stoops.
Blankets on back patios, left there like little welcome mats, just in case.
Sidewalk chalk messages from kids. We heart socks, the tabby.
Little signs that the whole block decided to love a little extra.
You can almost hear it now. A porch swing creaking in the breeze. A paw tapping across wooden steps. Like the neighborhood's heartbeat never really stops.
Maybe Mr. Buttons found a new porch swing to rule.
Probably one with better treats.
Mr. Buttons never asked for anything, and somehow he had everything.
Because he had us. All of us.
That's community. In purrs, paw prints, and porch visits.
And speaking of everyday heroes, next stop on our journey rescue stories, neighborhood angels, and the paw prints they leave behind.
All right, imagine this. A table with a hand-carved wooden bowl resting in the center. Inside it, small treasures tucked like memories. A folded chitinge cloth, a braided collar, a photograph of a dusty dirt road shaded by tall acacia trees.
It's like you can feel the sun rising just by looking at it.
And hear the morning waking up. Slow, steady, sacred.
That's exactly it. In a village just outside Kisumu, every dog and cat is known. Not by ownership or tags, but by name, by spirit, by story. There's an elder weaving baskets in the shade, and beside her, a sandy-colored dog curled at her feet, breathing to the rhythm of her hands.
Almost like the weaving itself holds him there.
A cat leaps through an open kitchen window, landing near warm firestones, curling up like she belongs there. Because she does.
No scratching at doors. No calling them back in.
And every evening, there's this little girl who places a mace cake on a leaf for the evening dogs. A scruffy old sweetheart who visits like clockwork at sunset. No leash. No owner. Just belonging.
They belong to everyone.
And somehow, that means they belong even more. In villages like this, children grow up learning how to speak to animals. Not with shouts, but with calm words and open palms.
It's not about commanding them. It's about meeting them where they are.
Each day, someone refreshes the water basin under the big central tree. No schedule posted. No reminders needed. It just happens.
Like breathing kindness into the day.
And when a cat gives birth, it's a celebration. Space is cleared. Food is shared. And the village becomes quieter. So the mother cat feels safe.
Everything slows down for something so small but so important.
The dogs roam, but they're never lost. The cats rest wherever peace lives. Everyone watches out for them, and in return, they watch out for everyone.
It's like love is passed from person to person through the act of caring for that one animal.
Not duty, devotion.
It's not flashy. It's not posted online. But it's real. It's a bowl filled. A gate left ajar. A song hummed near a sleeping pup. In that village, animals aren't just pets. They're part of the soul of the place.
What a beautiful way to be known. Not by ownership, but by presence.
Maybe it's not about raising a pet, but rising with one.
And speaking of pets writing their own rules, next stop, who really owns Whiskers, where we find out what happens when pets choose us.
All right, confession time. I once thought I'd been personally chosen by a stray cat. I even have proof, this old photo album with a paw sticker that reads, "Whiskers, my cat."
I'm already sensing a twist.
Oh, it's coming. Inside snapshots of Whiskers stretched out like royalty. On my patio, then Mrs. Talbot's garden bench, and later, lounging by the neighbor's koi pond.
Territory all of it.
Exactly. For 6 whole months, I was convinced Whiskers had adopted me. He'd greet me at the door, sleep on my patio chair. He even sort of responded to his name. Then one sunny afternoon, I caught him sprawled across Mrs. Carter's porch swing, purring like a tractor while she spooned him organic goat yogurt.
Organic goat yogurt? Whiskers had taste.
He had a better wellness routine than I do.
Turns out, Whiskers had a full schedule. Mondays and Wednesdays at the Carlsons. Sundays on Reverend Martin's windowsill. Basically, wherever the snacks and sunbeams were.
We like to think of animals as ours. But really, they're just relational. They connect where they feel safe, where they feel seen.
There's a cat in my neighborhood that never crosses the street. Unless it's Wednesday. She visits the woman who sings to her while gardening. Every week. Like clockwork.
I once had a pup who stopped by my place every Friday for a biscuit, then off he'd go, like a mailman with snacks.
It's humbling, isn't it? We're not in charge of the relationship. We're just lucky enough to be part of it. I think that's the gift they choose us. Not for what we buy them, but for how we make them feel.
Apparently, I made Whiskers feel like someone who kept a decent sunbeam on the deck. I'll take it.
And hey, a clean litter box counts for something too.
I may not have owned Whiskers, but I belong to him. For 1 hour a day, 3 times a week.
That's all it takes to matter, really.
We don't always need to own love. To be loved.
And speaking of love and community, look at this.
What is it?
A photo of Whiskers wearing a tiny bow tie at the neighborhood block party. Next stop, Modern Village Vibes Building Community, one bowl at a time.
Whiskers, always the guest of honor.
He rolled with a soft paw and a louder purr. All right, friends, imagine this. We're gathered around a table covered in hand-painted signs and wooden crates stacked with pet care goodies. Right in the center, there's a shiny water bowl with a little sign that says, "For all paws, neighborly love starts here."
And look behind us, our very own community bulletin board. Flyers for lost pets, neighborhood dog walkers, local groomers, and paw prints taped all over it like confetti.
It feels like the heart of a village, just with a modern twist.
And somewhere outside, you can hear it too. Kids laughing, a dog barking playfully, a breeze that smells a little like fresh-cut grass and adventure. Sometimes I feel like the only thing missing from my street is a water bowl on every porch. It's such a simple thing, but it says so much. It says, you belong here.
Exactly. That's the spirit we're talking about today, how we can stretch that kindness beyond our own pets and offer it to all the paws that share our neighborhoods.
What if we started with a bulletin board just for Pete needs? Not just for lost pets, but for things like pet sitting, dog walking, even sharing extra supplies.
Or a community pet patrol. Take turns checking on pets, walking dogs, helping out when needed.
I can see it now. The Paw Patrol. Vests optional, enthusiasm mandatory.
And water stations. Not just at home, but outside cafes, parks, stores. Make it easy for every tail wagger and whisker wearer to get a sip.
And don't forget those impromptu puppy breaks. Little public spots where you can stop, chat, and let pets be part of daily life.
It's amazing what a bowl of water or a shared snack can spark between strangers.
It's like showing up for each other without even having to say a word. By caring for the animals in our spaces, we're caring for the people who love them too.
It's such a simple way to stay connected. A bowl, a blanket, a smile. Tiny gestures that stitch a neighborhood together.
And those tiny gestures, they add up. They build trust. They build belonging.
You know, who would have thought something as small as a water bowl could create a ripple big enough to make a village?
We're all part of it, this living, breathing neighborhood, held together by paw prints and porch lights.
Maybe the next step is a pet-friendly picnic in the park, celebrating the community that's already blooming all around us.
We may not be able to recreate the villages of the past, but we can definitely create one for our pets. Small acts, big changes.
We don't need grand gestures, just a little bit of space and a little bit of care.
A neighborhood that raises its pets together, that's a community worth building.
And speaking of communities that bloom with paws, our next stop is all about those modern-day heroes rescuers, fosters, and the everyday angels who help pets find their way home. All right, friends. Picture a lazy afternoon, the kind where the world tilts into a hush. A porch swaying just enough to whisper old stories. Sunlight filtering through linen curtains. The scent of fresh earth from potted plants drifting across the room.
And tucked in every corner, a snoozing dog, a sunbeam-stretched cat, and the soft sigh of leaves rustling just outside.
No rush, no noise, just being.
There's this creaky old porch swing at my family's cottage. Every summer morning, I sit there with my cat, Junie. She curls into the crook of my arm, purring so softly I can feel it more than hear it. We just sit, for half an hour. No words, no phone, just the rhythm of her breath and the swing's quiet sway.
My pup, Digby, has this ritual too. Every night, around 9 o'clock, he hops up onto the bench seat at the front window, rests his chin on the sill, just watches. Sometimes, I sit behind him, lean my head next to his, and together, we keep silent company with the stars and the streetlights.
I used to keep a book by my bedside, but these days, I keep a sketch pad. My dog, Luma, rests her head across my lap while I draw. I never get much finished, but the act of sitting there, breathing in sync, feels more creative than anything I've ever written.
It's funny people think the best memories are the big ones. Trips, toys, holidays. But I swear it's those quiet minutes, those slow, golden minutes of stillness with your pet, that live in your heart the longest.
It's where trust lives, isn't it? When there's no doing, only being. When they choose your lap, or your pillow, or your porch swing, and say without words, "This is our spot."
I think those quiet times teach us something about love too. That it doesn't always have to shout. Sometimes it whispers. And it still means everything.
There's magic in the ordinary. You just have to be still enough to notice it.
And pets. They're the best teachers of stillness. So today, if you can, just sit with them. No agenda. No distractions. Let the quiet say what words never could. Because sometimes the soul doesn't need action, just a warm body beside it.
And maybe a sunbeam.
The joy of doing nothing turns out to be everything.
And it's a joy we can learn. Every time a paw finds our lap.
Next up, let's talk about unhurried living, the beautiful art our pets already know better than we do.
All right, friends, imagine a sun-drenched square, a tiled table humming with color, and a breeze that smells like rosemary and fresh bread.
And in the middle of it all, a clay bowl stamped with the words, "Benvindo Patenhas." Welcome, little paws.
And maybe a golden retriever dozing under the cafe table. Not a care in the world, just the soft pluck of a guitar somewhere nearby.
That's exactly what I found in Portugal. Everywhere we went, bowls of fresh water, shaded chairs, and pets treated like the VIP guests they are. I'll never forget walking into a plaza in Porto. Not only did every cafe have a pet water bowl, but there was a golden lab curled up in a hammock chair outside a bookstore. No one blinked. It was just normal, and beautifully so.
That's my kind of seating policy.
And it gets better. Lisbon cafes offer dogs safe pastries, shaded seating, even full pet menus, with treats like fish rice cakes or frozen watermelon cubes.
Now that is fine dining with paws.
In Coimbra and Braga, the neighborhood squares are filled with dogs and people. No fences, no fuss. Just unwritten kindness. And some shops even have signs that read, "Pets welcome, humans too."
Portugal, you have officially won my heart.
It's not just about convenience. It's about connection. When pets are welcome, people slow down. They talk. They laugh. They notice each other.
And the cafes? They become something more. They become community tables, where paws and stories share the same sunlight.
Exactly. You're not just out for a coffee. You're participating in a tiny, perfect moment of shared joy. Pets invite us to be present, and Portugal embraces that with open arms.
Sometimes the most radical kindness is just making space.
And letting everyone two-legged, four-pawed, or feathered feel like they belong.
It's hospitality in its purest form. The kind that starts with a bowl of water and becomes a lifelong memory.
We could all use more plazas, more patios, and more paws at our tables.
Or at least a shaded spot and a cold bowl on a summer's day.
Portugal shows us what's possible when we build spaces with kindness, not just rules.
And speaking of quiet kindness, next stop, we're heading east for a little magic tucked inside the tiniest cafes. All right, everyone. Imagine a table scattered with blank sketch pads, colored pencils, tiny models of houses, trees, hammocks, and little bowls. A banner above us reads, "If you could build a pet paradise."
Feels like we just stepped into the coziest creative studio ever.
And you know what? I think it's time we dream a little.
I'll start. I call it the Countryside Cuddle Cottage. Picture a sun-dappled field in the English countryside. A restored barn with floor pillows, firelit nooks, bookshelves for humans, and hideaways for cats and dogs alike.
Is there tea involved?
Of course! Every day at 4 muffin hour. Pets and people gather for biscuits, belly rubs, and soft music drifting through open windows. Think Beatrix Potter meets Spa Day. Everything smells like lavender and fur.
All right, top that world. I present to you the Porsche Penthouse Lounge, a rooftop sanctuary overlooking the city skyline. Lounge chairs for pets and people alike. Sun lamps, shade sails, heated floors, paw print pools. Aromatherapy in every suite. And at night, a rooftop jazz hour. Cats stretch out on velvet cushions. Dogs sip pup tinies from bone-shaped glasses.
Luxury meets loyalty.
Okay, my turn. I dream of the village of forever friends. A mountain-ringed village where every cottage houses a pet and person duo. Communal gardens with butterfly paths. Shaded reading benches. Weekly story time around a fire pit tailored for pets with calming voices and warm blankets. And therapy barns, where animals help people heal and people help animals thrive. No one is lonely here. Everyone belongs whether you walk on 2 feet or 4.
Okay, but I want Oliver's rooftop jazz night inside my cuddle cottage. Just once a week.
And I'm importing Ava's butterfly trail to wind through the penthouse spa.
Only if I get to borrow Emma's tea biscuits for story time.
Deal, but you're on tea-making duty. Every dream we just shared has the same heart. Safety, joy, rest, connection.
And the belief that pets deserve spaces that love them back.
I think maybe we just drew what love looks like, with 4 paws and open doors.
Whether it's a rooftop lounge or a rocking chair on the porch, what matters most is who shares it with you.
And maybe a really good snack menu.
And space for healing, for dreaming, for wagging, purring, and being fully at home.
And speaking of dreams becoming real, our next stop is all about turning those sketches into real-world spaces. All right, friends, imagine a cozy round table, a soft globe in the center, and little felt paw prints trailing across every continent.
And all around us, tiny reminders of our journey. A miniature porch swing, a cafe water bowl, a village mural, and one very loved toy mouse.
In front of each of us, there's a card. It says, if the world made space for every paw,
Emily, if we imagined this whole planet as one big neighborhood, what would it take to make every animal feel safe and welcome?
I'd start with every shelter looking more like a home. Natural light, soft places to rest, music playing in the background, volunteers greeting every animal like an old friend, not a number.
And I'd love to see every school have a compassion corner, a quiet space where kids could read to a therapy cat or walk a rescue pup as part of their learning. Emotional literacy taught paw by paw.
I imagine community-wide care networks, feeding stations, vet care, shared foster homes. Every town would have a pet haven hub, a place where animals could rest, heal, and find connection.
I see cities differently too. Public transportation with designated peat zones. Parks with hydration stations built right into the walkways. Imagine a subway car with cushioned carriers and leash hooks, and no one rolling their eyes.
And laws that start with empathy, not punishment, not exclusion. Global policies that teach compassion first. So no pet anywhere is treated like an afterthought again.
Maybe the world won't change overnight. But what if it started with one porch, one bowl, one welcome?
And we keep adding. One school, one shelter, one city.
Until kindness is just part of the architecture.
Planet Earth, the pet edition. Doesn't sound so far off, does it?
It sounds like a place I'd want to live, where paws are welcome and love has no leash.
Where pets are family, and family is forever.
And speaking of paws making waves, next we're meeting the real people and pets who are already building that better world.